Hey everyone, Tyson the Subaru Specialist from Subaru Print Storage here. Start off the video by thank you for watching this, checking out the 24 Crosstrek Onyx in the Offshore Blue. If you're in British Columbia or willing to make the trip to British Columbia to purchase a Subaru, please reach out to me directly. I'd love to help you find your perfect Subaru. So this is the redesigned 24 Crosstrek Onyx. This kind of replaced the outdoor and the sport from the previous generation. This color, Offshore Blue Metallic, is designed to replace cool gray khaki, which was definitely the most popular color in the Crosstrek lineup from 18 to 23. Redesigned exterior, interior, updated drivetrain, and yellow is the highlight color on the Onyx, regardless of the exterior color. And how can you tell it's an Onyx aesthetically? Well, we have yellow fog light surrounds with our LED fog lights. So that is a big giveaway, as are the 18-inch black painted wheels, which are the same as the Limited, just all painted black instead of machined alloy. And if you're looking at the grille, we have metallic black wings off of the Subaru logo on either side. That is an easy way to tell. But new front end on the Crosstrek, definitely more angular and aggressive than the outgoing models. Not that the other ones didn't look good, it's just a significant change. We've got a larger hexagonal shaped grille, that honeycomb pattern throughout. Smaller, more aggressively styled LED steering responsive headlights. These headlights are amazing, ridiculously bright at night. And even the entry-level convenience has the LED steering responsive headlights. And they all come with high beam assist. And the Onyx is the first trim level in the Crosstrek lineup to receive the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder boxer engine. So you get 182 horsepower in this, which is a ton of power in a small crossover of this size. It's very peppy. It's like driving a street legal go-kart. We've got 8.7 inches of minimum ground clearance, and of course, Subaru's all-wheel drive. Now, I already showed you the wheels, but take another minute to look at those. Those are 18-inch black painted wheels. You can still downsize to 17s if you're doing a set of winter's tires and wheels on them, which is nice. We have the cladding around the wheel well, and it continues along the bottom there and goes up the other side. So Subaru puts the cladding, and these are functional vents, in areas that get beat up. So areas where you're gonna get rocks, gravel, spit up, especially if you're off the beaten path. So it helps protect those areas. It's less likely to form rust because it's plastic. At the back here, fuel door, rear passenger side. If the driver door is locked, a pin shoots out of there and locks in the hole. When it's unlocked, you have access to it. So no release lever inside the car. There is an emergency release if for some reason it didn't work and that's inside the car, but like no regular fuel release. And my favorite view of the new Crosstrek, the rear 3/4, I think it looks absolutely stunning. Love these new tail lights. I love how they wrap to the side of the vehicle with the reflector. And I think it's a good balance of black and red. And especially in the Onyx, how we have that strip that goes between the tail lights. And that is an Onyx exclusive. And you notice it more on the lighter colors than the darker, of course. But I think it looks great. This is the first trim level where you get backup sensors integrated into the rear bumper, and they'll actually apply the brakes if it thinks you're gonna hit something between speeds of 1 and 15 kilometers an hour. So terrifying when it works, but it's the best thing ever for parking lots. Now, to open it, between the two stars here, little rubber switch. And I guess it would help if I hadn't locked it, because I can't click unlock on the key fob when it's running, get it to unlock, so I'll be right back. So I've unlocked it, but little rubber switch, right there. Got our backup camera, and we have our secret PIN code access. So you can set a code so you can access the vehicle without your key, or you can lock your key in your car if you go hiking or biking or swimming something and you don't want to take your keys with you. I'll include a video to how to do that in the video description. We've got way more storage back here than people expect. No one expects there to be this much room in a compact SUV crossover. This is the first trim level where you get the standard privacy cover, and they've made a significant improvement. The handle you reach through, they used to just have a piece of plastic you'd grip. This is way better. To remove it, if you're carrying larger objects, anything like that, it's easy. Little arrow there indicates you just pull. It's a telescopic piece, easy to remove. We've got nice hard mount physical tie downs in the front. We've got grocery bag hooks in the rear / accessory hooks, because you can get a cargo net that attaches to all 3 points there. We've got cup / bottle holders for tailgating. Yes, that's actually what Subaru Canada designed those for. We've got our spare tire and tools, which I hope none of you ever need. And they've done some nice additions to this, nice little Easter egg, mountain motif. Even up on the inside of the hatch here, it says Subaru. I don't know if the camera's picking it up very well, but it's nice. The small details they've done, really, really nice. Easy close hatch. No power gate in the Crosstreks, but it is easy to close, and you can get an accessory tether to make it easier if you've got shoulder issues, you can't reach as high. You've got roof rails on all of our Crosstreks. You can get crossbars to carry things on the roof if you need additional storage, toolie, bike racks, that sort of thing. And in the second row, there's way more passenger room than people expect. You've got great headroom, you've got great legroom. All of the Onyxes have this light and dark gray cloth upholstery with the caltrops pattern on it, and they all have the yellow bolsters. And I don't think the camera's doing it justice. Much nicer in person than it is on screen. I do recommend you check it out in person. There are 3 seats back here, fold down armrest with cup holders in it. Easy to fold up. We've got 2 USBs, keep everyone connected. We have our mat back pocket on the rear passenger seat, and we have easy access to the latch system, the lower anchors and tethers for children. And on the back of these seats, you still have those tethers as well. So Subaru's made it perfectly easy for parents to install or remove car seats. And these doors open ridiculously wide. Easy access in and out, even if you're putting car seats or something in there. We've got a textured step. So if you're standing, they want you to stand on that if you're putting something on the roof instead of standing on the tire, because the tire, 1, it sits inside the fender. 2, if I go straight up, I'm right at the back of the rack system, I'll end up leaning. So much safer, you're gonna get more of your foot on there. We've also got this little black slot, and that's what this silver side impact crash safety bar locks into. And that is designed to reduce chance of intrusion into the passenger cab in the event of a side collision, which again, I hope none of you ever have to experience. We have bottle holders and storage, soft touch armrest, very soft touch armrest for passengers, easy grip handles. Even where you put your thumb is soft touch when you're closing it, it's nice. Child locks, if you need those. And then up front, it is a proximity key. Now, it's not gonna work because the Crosstrek's running right now, but this just has to be on your person within 46 inches. To lock it, you simply touch the lines, and there's a faint beep right now because I'm trying to lock it while it's running, it's saying you can't do it. I don't know if my mic's picking it up or not. But to unlock it, you would just put your hand in the handle. And there is still a key slot because there is a key inside of the fob in the event the battery in the fob dies. Up front, door card, very much like the rear, soft touch materials, really soft touch armrest. Front 2 windows are auto, so 1 touch down and 1 touch up. And that's for the front driver and passenger, regular power windows for the rear, and we have window lock. We have power mirror adjustment, and then a little bit of storage with a bottle holder. Front driver's seat is power, including lumbar. Lumbar is a first in the Crosstrek for 24, and the Onyx is the first trim level where you get the power driver's seat. You do get the specialized seats in these Crosstreks. Now, these are designed to reduce fatigue over longer driving distances. They help reduce noise, vibration, and harshness on the body, and you end up less fatigued at the end of the day. They're very, very comfortable to drive in, sit in. We've got aluminum pedal covers with rubber grippies. They're covered in blue transit plastic because this one just arrived. And then we have a scroll wheel by the driver's left knee for the brightness of the gauges, which is really, really nice. Easy to access. Inside the Crosstrek, we have our leather wrap steering wheel, more yellow contrast stitching, heated steering wheel, which gets absolutely cooking. It's toasty right now. Left-hand side of the steering wheel, we have our Bluetooth and audio controls. You can make and take calls, control the volume of the calls and the music, issue voice commands or access Google Assistant or Siri, which is very handy because the wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are fantastic for this. Source switches from AM to FM to satellite to USB to Bluetooth. And then up top, we have our information screen, and we can cycle through it at the top with the toggle on the left-hand side of the steering wheel. And it gives us different info depending on what we want to look at. And in the Onyx, yellow rimmed gauges. Right-hand side, adaptive cruise and lane centering. So when I turn on cruise, I get an image of the Crosstrek, and there are 4 bars ahead of it. The 4 bars are the follow distance behind the vehicle ahead of you that you'll follow at if you catch up while using cruise. You can follow closer. If you want, each time you press the down arrow, it decreases. But 4 bars at 100 kilometers an hour, you follow it roughly 150 to 180 feet behind the vehicle ahead of you. Very, very nice distance. I didn't think I'd like this, but it is phenomenal. Now, if you don't like adaptive cruise for whatever reason, press and hold the down arrow with cruise on, and you get regular cruise control. Turn it back to adaptive, press and hold, comes back to adaptive. So you don't have to use the adaptive. Lane centering, when I turn that on, and you do have to have cruise turned on but not activated for this to work. So you get the steering wheel on the top right there. Now above 60 kilometers an hour, if the EyeSight cameras, these 3 black boxes there, can see the road lines, whichever side it can see, whether that's one or both, will illuminate the corresponding side. Above 60 kilometers an hour, it'll actually give you gentle steering input and help you through corners. Keeps you centered in your lane. Great for long distance driving. You're way less fatigued at the end of the day. Pair it with these seats that the Crosstrek have. They're phenomenal. It's great. You're way less fatigued. You're more rested at the end of a day of driving. So you don't have to use these if you don't want, but they are great assists. We've got paddles. We can upshift or downshift manually, even with the automatic CVT. We have our 4-way flashers, which you can even see they're operating on the sides of the mirrors. Shows you your turn signals there. But we actually have blind spot detection on our side mirrors as well. So we've got that little nub on either side, and it's going to illuminate orange, like so, when someone's in your blind spot on the corresponding side. Not an excuse not to shoulder check, but it's a great assist. You tweak your neck, you sleep on it funny, something like that. You can't shoulder check as far. It's great for that. On the screen, we've got a couple different screens on the top here. So we have dual function X mode in the Onyx. This is the first trim level where you get dual function. So X mode is like 4-low in a pickup. For the really rough stuff, steep downhill descent control, rough terrain icon, or we have deep snow and mud. Also turns off traction control to allow for excess wheel spin to chew you out. Both of those only work up to 40 kilometers an hour. After that, it kicks out and goes back to regular Subaru all-wheel drive, just because at higher speeds, that's more efficient. Most people don't have to use X mode, but you may want to play around with it. We've got weather, which is part of your satellite radio trial. We have some widgets, some gauges, and if you don't like them, you can change which ones you want to look at, but we all know, if you've watched any of my other videos, I'll set it to these 3: water temp, oil temp, and calendar. And then we have what we're listening to. The main portion of the screen, we have physical volume and tuning knobs. We've got radio, media, and phone. Radio is AM, FM, satellite. Media is anything that's not in the vehicle, so Bluetooth, auxiliary, USB, something like that. Phone allows you to hook up your phone to Bluetooth. And then under apps, we have wireless Android Auto, which I'm not connected to, wireless Apple CarPlay, and you do gain access to the My Subaru app after the vehicle's registered in your name. So, very, very cool. Doubles up on the My Subaru portion. My Subaru allows you to remote start your car from your phone. So essentially, infinite range. You could be in Japan and start your car here in Prince George. When I put it in reverse, backup camera pops up, reverse automatic braking, parking sensors are on, shows you the top of the bumper there, and you can clean the backup camera from inside the vehicle. Best thing ever for our winters. A little bit of snow builds up and you go to back in and you can't quite see, just clean it off. It works great. Car info, you can turn off the display, auto vehicle hold, which is a brake holder for construction, drive-through, and rush hour traffic, and you can turn off traction control if you need. This home button, this little open envelope Monopoly house, always going to take you here. We have auto start stop, so it shuts off at intersections under certain conditions. You can stop that. Click of a button. AVH, they've doubled up on that, so it's a brake holder for construction, drive-through, rush hour traffic, so your foot's not getting sore sitting on the brake the entire time. And then under the car, we have vehicle control, we have driving assistance, more settings. There's lots of things you can change and customize in here and kind of make the vehicle yours. Can't wreck anything by playing with them. The only thing I haven't been able to sort out for someone without sitting in a comparable vehicle was if they change the language. You can hook up additional phones and you can set driver profiles. Now, climate controls on the bottom here. It is dual zone, and you can have 2 separate temperatures for driver and passenger. So we've got physical buttons that go up or down in 0.5 degree increments, or I can simply click, I can drag, I can slide, I can sync it back to just driver controlled. I can control where I want my airflow, if I want max AC, AC recirc on. Got big fan strength buttons, easy to use. Below that, we have 2 USB ports, an auxiliary, and a 10-watt wireless charger. Your phone is going to get warm while using this. That's normal, just something to be aware of. It is the automatic CVT, and I really like this synthetic shifter boot. it feels good. I know you're not gonna probably touch that a lot, but it does feel nice. With manual mode, and as I'd mentioned, we have the paddles to upshift or downshift, and it tells us in the center display there, you can see where it says 1, now 2, that's what gear you're in. And so it'll let you start off in 2nd. It's not gonna let you start off in 6th. We've got our electronic parking brake, pull up to activate. If my foot's not on the brake and I push down, it doesn't go off, and it actually tells you to press the brake pedal. Foot on the brake, push down, off it goes. They decided to keep this heated seat switches as physical in the Crosstrek, which I'm a fan of. We've got offset cup holders with drink raisers. So if you've got a short drink, that's great. If you've got a tall drink, take it out. It's gonna be more secure. We have a 12-volt power point for charging needs, little storage area, soft touch armrest, full soft touch armrest, and a lot of storage in there. I know the camera's probably not picking up the bottom, but there's a ton of room in there. Up top, we have SOS and roadside assistance. You'll get a green light when it's activated, and that is part of your 3-year trial to the My Subaru connected services you get with most new Subarus. We've got our tilt and slide controls for the sunroof, our map lights. We've got vanity mirror with light on the sunshade, and we have an extender if the sun's directly at the driver's left or the passenger's right. And then, yeah, tilt and slide sunroof, manual shade, and really nice, you've got handles. You've got 4 handles, which are absolutely phenomenal. The panic handles is what I call them. And actually, I'll show you guys under the hood with it running. Down by driver's left knee. You have to reach back a little further than you'd think, but gives you the little icon there. And as I'd mentioned, this is the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder boxer engine in this Onyx Crosstrek, 182 horsepower. It's quite peppy. And just like any Subaru, facing the front of the car, go to the right of the Subaru logo, hand in, facing down, move from right to left. And it's that piece right there. There it is, looks very similar to almost every other Subaru in our lineup. Pretty much everything in yellow is what the average consumer is going to touch during their routine ownership. On the left here, we have our oil dipstick, we have our coolant overflow tank, our oil filler next to our top mount oil filter. We've got easy access to washer fluid, easy access to the battery, and easy access to brake fluid. Easy access to the air filter too, but that's not in yellow. But yeah, to close it, I just like to drop it. I don't like to put it down and push on it. I feel like I'm gonna break it, even though I know that that is unlikely to be the case. But yeah, I'll give you guys that final 360 walk around of the 24 Crosstrek Onyx in the Offshore blue. As I'd mentioned previously, 8.7 inches of minimum ground clearance. Subaru's full-time symmetrical all-wheel drive. And it's like driving a go-kart. It's absolutely fantastic to drive. They're a blast. One of the best winter vehicles I've ever had the pleasure of driving in. And my previous Crosstrek was my favorite daily driver. So thank you for sticking with me, watching my walkthrough of the 24 Crosstrek Onyx in the Offshore blue. I'm Tyson, the Subaru specialist from Subaru Prince George. If you guys have any questions about this car behind me, any of the tech in it, any of the features in it, or anything about Subarus in general, please put it in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys. Again, thanks for watching. We'll talk soon.